How's it going, Pokemon fans? CJ from JollyMonz YouTube channel, and here bringing you videos of a deck that I'm pretty excited to be playing, and it'll be the Seismitoad-Seviper deck that I got the name right here. Grant Manley made top 8 in Daytona with, and I saw this deck a little bit before the event started, like a couple weeks beforehand, but I didn't really think much of it. I thought it was just, like a cool deck, but hey, it made top 8, so I guess there's more merit to it than I thought. You got the main attacker right here, Seismitoad-EX, Quaking Punch, 2 colorless, 30 damage, and your opponent can't play item cards from his or her hand during the next turn. Just completely slows down the opponent. They can't really Ultra Ball for it to grab their Pokemon. They can't disrupt anyway. You get your supporters still, which we're playing more supporters now. But it's still, that's basically just one non-Pokemon card you can play a turn, which, it really slows decks down. And 30 damage isn't too much, but there's a lot of stuff to add on to the damage. One of the other supporting Pokemon is Seviper. We are a Hypnotoxic Laser deck, so we're of course going to be trying to keep the opponent poisoned while we're doing our damage. And with Seviper, he puts one more damage counter on your opponent's poison Pokemon between turns. So let's say we got 30 damage from Quaking Punch. Hypnotoxic Laser makes that 40. And Seviper does one more for each. So let's say you have 2 Sevipers in play. That's 60 damage with just Quaking Punch, Laser, Poison, and then 2 Sevipers in play. And there's still more to add on later. But we're just going to continue looking at the Pokemon. We'll go ahead and... We also play the Burbank City, which adds 2 more counters. So again, we take Quaking Punch plus Laser Poison with 2 Sevipers. That's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's 80 damage. And then we also play... Was there choice bands in here? I don't think there was. I don't think there's any choice bands or muscle bands. Nope, so that's the 80 damage. And then they take more between turns. So if they can't get it out of the active, it comes back. They take 40 more damage. You have 2 Seviper and Burbank. 50 if you have 3, so on and so forth. So you can actually get a decent amount of damage up there pretty quickly. But for the rest of the Pokemon, we have Dragalge, Poison Barrier, opponent's poison Pokemon can't retreat. I'm gonna take a break for a drink real quick. Yeah, opponent's poison Pokemon can't retreat. The goal is to keep the opponent's active poison as much as possible. So this in play prevents them from switching out. The only way they'll be able to get their poison Pokemon out is with Guzma or Acerola. But they have to play a supporter. That's the thing. And then if they're playing a Lysandre, or they're playing a Guzma or an Acerola, they're not playing a draw supporter for the turn. They're not really getting anything else going. So it's entirely possible that they have to choose between either drawing more cards or taking more damage, which is pretty good for us. We have Giratina. I heard that the Trevenant matchup is pretty bad for this, but this swings it into your favor. I can see that. I actually haven't played it myself yet. I actually haven't played any games with this deck yet. So what I'm saying isn't from experience, it's just all theory. But and then the last Pokemon to Tapu Lele, of course, because Tapu Lele is just a good Pokemon. For supporters, we have 3 Acerola. Makes sense. Pick up something damaged. If they get some damage on your Seismitoad, but you have another one ready to go, just Acerola, pick up the damaged one, put it back in play. You have the one that was in the bench that's healthy in the active now. You can just keep attacking, keep locking down their items. 1 Colress, because you're going to have a lot of Pokemon on your bench. Ideally, you'll want to have a Seismitoad, 2 or 3 Sevipers, probably another backup Toad, and then something else. And then whatever your opponent has. So this can easily hit 7, 8, 9 cards whenever you play it. 1 Guzma and 1 Lysandre. Just, bring up the Pokemon we need. And then sometimes we don't want to switch out. Like if we only have one Seismitoad ready to attack, you don't want to switch that out of the active. So sometimes you want to play Lysin, or sometimes you want to play Guzma. I can understand the 1-1 split. One Karen for Night March, of course. Also Flareon, Vespiquen did decent from what I hear. So it's another deck based on the Pokemon in your discard. 2N and was it 3 Sycamore? Yeah, 3 Sycamore. Just good draw power. N, put your opponent down to 2-3 cards if they're ahead on prizes, or if you just need a new hand and don't want to discard. Sycamore if you just need 7 new cards and don't care about the cards in your hand. Skyla to grab any of the items or any trainers you need. If you want a laser, if you want to grab your Verbank for the laser, if you want to grab your Field Blower to get rid of float stones or whatever. All around good card. I did see in the Facebook post where I found the list that this card was the MVP, and he said that he would want to use a second one, and I can understand that. One Flare Grunt just for some energy disruption, and teammates, they take a knockout on something, you just search whatever you need. Teammates is a good card. Items, see where's a good place to start at. You know, we'll just go Hypnotoxic Laser, 4 of them, Poison, potentially put them to sleep. Possibly, if they stay asleep, won't be able to retreat, which is always nice. Nest Ball, just to search out a Toad, a Seviper. Nest Ball is just a pretty good card in here. Rescue Stretcher, pick stuff up from your discard or shuffle some stuff back in. I imagine, yeah, it'll mostly be getting Seismitoads back, from what I can imagine, or maybe this if Trevenant finds a way to get rid of it. Although that probably won't happen too often. Special Charge, we're only playing Special Energy, so we need to keep those in play. One Switch, because everything has big retreat costs. Ultra Ball, just because, you know, Ultra Ball's a good card. I can't see myself not playing for. And I know I say that every time, but 4 Versus Seeker to grab back any of the supporters. 2 Field Blower to get rid of stuff like Float Stones, Fighting Fury Belts, Choice Bands, whatever. Computer Search, just generically good. Most expanded decks are playing Computer Search. We have 4 Verbank, just to make sure it stays in play. We're a heavy poison-based deck, so we want to make sure our stadium is the one that stays in play. To keep them poison, there's 3 Poison Barb, which this is kind of great. I didn't think I'd actually see this in a competitive deck, but here we are. Poison Barb makes top 8. It's kind of amazing. They attack you, they're now poison. If you have like 2 Sevipers in play and then the Verbank, they're taking 5 damage just for attacking you, basically. So it's essentially almost like there's a bursting balloon every turn that keeps doing damage if they don't retreat. And then 2 Floatstone, just again, because we have some fat retreat cost. Seismitoad has 3, I think, yeah. Seviper has 2. Giratina has 2. If they bring up Dragalge, it only has 1, but it essentially has 2 because you have to use a DC to retreat that. And then, yeah. So that's pretty much the deck profile. I didn't have much to say just because since I haven't played it personally that much, I can't tell you like specific stuff. This will just be more of a generic description. I am about to play some games with this though, so, and that should either be uploaded either the same time that this is going up or like 10 or 15 minutes afterwards. Just depends on how quickly I can get it uploaded. So be on the lookout for that. Like the video if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you haven't already. And as always, stay jolly.